Waalaikumsalam.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased to welcome you all to our international webinar today, discussing topics on digital technology in higher education. It is a subject that brings up conversation on how technology can be vital for the delivery and the quality of education, as well as to open more cooperation among Indonesian and Chinese universities. This event is made possible with the support from the Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia in Beijing and the Indonesian Ministry of Education and Culture. And today we're very delighted to have the company of His Excellency Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to the People's Republic of China, Bapak Jauhari Uratmangun, joining us from Beijing. Selamat siang, Pak Dubes. It is my great pleasure to
Selamat siang, Mbak Yanti.
Selamat siang, Bapak. We also would like to welcome Bapak Director General of Higher Education, Bapak Professor Nizam, and the Secretary for the Director General of Higher Education, Ibu Dr. Paristianti Nurwardani. And of course, joining us now, we have our panelists and moderator. They're ready to share the expertise with us today. We have Professor Aris Junaidi, the Director of Student and Learning Affairs, Director General of Higher Education. Mr. Kim, he's the CEO of Percent, one of the leading enterprise data to intelligence technology in China.
Thank you.
We also have Ms. Du Xiaoming. She's the Chief Data Scientist and the Director of Data Science Lab.
Hello, everyone. Greetings from Beijing.
Hello. And
nice to meet you.
We also have Bapak Dr. Yaya Sutaria. He's the Attaché for Education and Culture, the Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia to the People's Republic of China. And to lead the webinar, we have Ibu Dr. Hajengkul Sari Hadi. She's the Chair of the Department of Area Studies, Faculty of Humanities of Universitas Indonesia. Noticing CMO directors and rectors, vice rectors of Indonesian universities joining us now. So welcome to you all. We begin our webinar with listening to the national anthem of the Republic of Indonesia, Lagu Kebangsaan Indonesia Raya. Now, ladies and gentlemen, may I now invite Ibu Dr. Paristianti Nurwardani to present a report and context overview of this event. Bu Paris, kami persilakan.
Thank you very much, Bu Yanti. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. His Excellency Bapak Jauhari Uratmangun, Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to the People, Republic of China, Honorable Prof. Nizam, Director General of Higher Education, Honorable Mr. Xu Meng, Present Chairman or CEO, Honorable Mrs. Ju Xiaomeng, Present Chief Data Director of Data Science Lab, Honorable Professor Aris Junaidi, Director for Student and Learning Affairs, Honorable Bapak Ridwan, Director for Institutional Affairs, Honorable Bapak Muhammad Sofan Effendi, Director for Resources, Honorable Bapak Yayat Sutaria, Atas for Education and Culture in Indonesian Embassy in Beijing, Honorable Rector and Universities Representative from Indonesia, distinguished guests and participants. So the total participant is 222 participants. Very huge seminar. Distinguished guest participant, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to welcome the distinguished speaker, participant, ladies and gentlemen who attend this event. It is my pleasure to welcome you all and this international webinar, which will give us a chance to discuss the future collaboration between Indonesia and China universities on digital technology. After this event, we will invite our distinguished speakers to enlighten on the development of digital technology and its relation in the development of higher education sector. Dear distinguished speaker, participant, ladies and gentlemen, today in Indonesia, we have more than 4,000 campuses in Indonesia with 8.05 million students and 300 lecturer professor in higher education. The trend nowadays is to upgrade and increase the standard of higher education institution by improving the quality of training and research in line with the demand from industrial sector in digital era and industry 4.0. The Directorate General of Higher Education, as the regulator of the higher education in Indonesia, is always strive to enhance the quality of higher education through the implementation of Merdeka Belajar Kampus Merdeka policy. In the relation of collaboration between universities industry, Directorate General of Higher Education is implementing KBRI as a platform which bridging the industry and higher education to sector to strengthen the economic sector and to answer the demand of higher education participation on national development. The policy include the participation of students and lecturers to internship and activities outside the university, which emphasize in earning off-campus experience and better preparation for future career for students and wider experience, engagement, and innovation for the lecturer. Distinguished speaker, participant, and ladies and gentlemen, in the reason of COVID-19 pandemic, the recovery of the economic sector become important subject for the well-being and many people in it. Related to the matter, the higher education sector is expected to be more actively contribute in the recovery and improvement of future economy. While it is also adapting to the recent change in digital technology, also ongoing trend in startup company, high-tech industry, and other technology companies. So in response, we can learn many new things from our long-standing partner, China, as the best practices for the Indonesian universities. Until now, there are 6 Chinese universities who ranks among the top 100 university. And then in terms of the QS World Ranking, this is also the number supported by the industrial and economic sector with 124 Chinese companies that listed in the Fortune Global 500 list in 2020. So Pak Dirjen and distinguished guest participants, ladies and gentlemen, the good relationship between two countries is also being implemented between university. I would like to report to Pak Dirjen and our beloved participant in this seminar, there are more than 1,000 cooperation document has been signed between the Indonesian and Chinese university. In 2016, the two countries has signed the Memorandum of Understanding and establishing the China-Indonesian Scholarship Higher Education Program, which around 100 full scholarship for Indonesia students pursuing bachelor, master, and doctorate degree. In the digital technology, Directorate General of Higher Education and Huawei also have firm commitment to cooperate in the digital technology, including artificial intelligence, big data, and so on. The distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen, especially Pak Dirjen and also my partner in Chinese government. In conclusion, I hope this event will bring us one step closer to the better understanding the direction of the future higher education sector of the two countries and the development of future generation. Pak Dirjen, thank you very much. This is my report. Hopefully, we can have the policy from Prof. Nizam as a Director General of Higher Education. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih, Bu Paris. It is my great honor to now invite His Excellency Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to the People's Republic of China, Bapak Johari Uratmangun, to deliver the welcome address. I persilakan, Pak.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nizam, Director General of Higher Education, Minister of Education and Culture, as well as Science and Technology. Mr. Su Meng, CEO, nice to have you with us. Mrs. Du Xiaomen, Person Chief Data. Mrs. Parisyanti, Ibu Paris, Secretary for the Director General of Higher Education. Mrs. Aris Junaidi, Director. All participants have very good. I'm on the way to Linyi, a city in Santung, with the speed train. So you will see that's the speed of the train now. I feel honored and privileged, and of course, Deputy Ambassador, Deputy Chief of Mission, Mr. Dino, and Education Attaché following us and will participate as well during the discussion from Beijing, Embassy in Beijing. I feel honored and privileged to become part of this important event. I think later on will be more than 300 representatives or universities participated in this event. First of all, allow me to express my profound gratitude and appreciation to the organizer of this conference for excellent work in which the event is being conducted now. Indeed, I do believe that today's event will further enrich the cooperation in education sector between Indonesia and China, as well as to strengthen the people-to-people exchange between two countries. I would like to allude a little bit on the Indonesia-China Digital Economy Cooperation. Indonesia and China partnership is transforming significantly and developing very fast from the government to government level and to people context through two-way trade, investment, socio-cultural, and tourism cooperation. Our trade last year, volume of trade reached 79 billion US dollar. This is our major trading partner in the world now, and investment coming from China, almost 5 billion. Realization of the investment back in the 2020, and we have witnessed that even in the early year of 2021, the number is still increasing, both trade, volume of trade, and investment. As to the Indonesia has a promisingly vibrant potential in digital economy. Let me quote some numbers. Indonesia's e-commerce transaction already reached 44 billion US dollar. Are being predicted in 2025, the digital economy of Indonesia will range around 130 billion to 150 billion of the digital economy to our GDP in that time will be around 20 or 22%. Currently, at present, the contribution of the digital economy to the GDP of China is 32%. In our case, only about 3%. So we are looking forward that there will be a leapfrogging for the next 3 or 4 years. That's the reason why we need the better cooperation in higher education on digital. Indonesia currently has 5 unicorns and 1 decacorns. And of course, we have 198 million internet users, and we already have more than 2,000 startup, the 5th biggest in the world. I just returned from Boao conference in Hainan Islands, and during the meeting as well, during the conference, one of the issues that were discussed among the participants is the digitalization era. With this potential, Indonesia and China have established a number of cooperation in digital sector as follows. Kura-Kura Islands Center for IT and Research and Development. This is a launch in cooperation with the Tsinghua University, the launching of the INA Mall, GD.com as well, Indonesia Mall at GD.com, building e-commerce, fintech, and digital infrastructures. So in this endeavor, Indonesia has collaborated with a number of outstanding companies in China, namely ByteDance, Meituan, Baidu, Jumore, Alibaba, Ant Financial, GD.com, Baidu, Tencent, Tojoy, Caution, and of course, Person, etc. So this is on Indonesia. Talking about digital cooperation with between Indonesia and China, we have to discuss as well the ASEAN latest digital development, because Indonesia is leading in ASEAN. So within that context, that later on, Deputy Dino and Education Attaché will elaborate further on Indonesia and China, as well as ASEAN and China digital cooperation, and what is the expectation for the cooperation and collaboration within higher education institutes, both in China and in Indonesia. Once again, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Terima kasih Pak Dubes atas paparannya. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to invite Professor Nizam to deliver his remarks. Kami silakan Bapak.
Thank you very much. Excellency, Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to the People's Republic of China, Bapak Johari Oratmangun, Honorable Mr. Sumeng, President, Chairman and CEO, Honorable Mrs. Du Xiaomeng, President Data and Director of Data Science Lab, Honorable Ibu Faris Tiandi, Secretary of DGHE, Professor Arjunidi, Director of Students and Learning, and Honorable Bapak Yaya Sutaria, the Attaché for Education and Culture, Indonesia Embassy in Beijing, our directors and universities representatives joining this webinar, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to say Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning to all of you. May peace and prosperity be upon us all. Please allow me to thank you, the honorable speakers and participants attending this very important webinar this morning. And it is a pleasure for me to give the remarks. As remarked by Honorable Secretary Director General of Higher Education and also the Excellency Ambassador, the relations between China and Indonesia is very vibrant, and especially also in higher education, not only in economy but also in higher education and research and development. As you might already know, Indonesia is thriving hard to push our education further to fit with the current fourth industrial revolutions and with the digital transformations that currently undergoing. And currently we have a very good collaborations with Huawei, for instance, for preparing the digital talent pool. As Excellency Ambassador mentioned earlier, Indonesia is among the top countries in terms of startup in the digital economy. There are 5 unicorn and 1 decacorn in Indonesia. So 6 out of 11 unicorn in ASEAN come from Indonesia. And globally, Indonesia is in the 5th position in terms of digital startup in the world. So this is a very good environment ecosystem to further the development of digital economy in Indonesia. And at the same time, every year we graduated more than 1.5 million graduates from our university system. And those millennials, those talent pools are eager to go and catch up with the digital economy and make use of their creativity, their knowledge, their talent into the economic development. So collaboration with China will benefit both countries in terms of economic development and scientific development. We have a lot to learn from China in terms of transforming the economy and transforming the higher education especially, and engage in research. We believe that university in China is the backbone of China's development and research and innovations. That's why we love to learn a lot from China in the transforming their educations to engage more with the industry and to become the hotbed for innovations and creativity and the industry and the fourth industrial revolutions. So we are looking forward to have closer collaborations with Chinese universities as well as technology giants from China in also transforming our educations and our economy into the global arena. With the Campus Merdeka program or emancipated learning, we open up our campus, our students to spend more of their time out of campus, not only 1 or 2 months, but they can spend out of campus activities up to 1 year. They can join in global companies in percent, for instance, to be mentored, to be trained, and to be to work together with professionals. So they will be more ready, they will be more employable when they graduate. Instead of they start looking for jobs after graduation, they can start their professional career before they graduate. So this is the essence of the emancipated learning program, where students can have up to 2 semesters out of campus activity, and this will be counted as part of the degree training. So we welcome Chinese universities and research centers as well as industries to take our students out of their campus and to stay and learn from other institutions. Once again, thank you very much for everyone in making this webinar possible. And we are looking forward to closer collaborations between China and Indonesia in the future, especially in higher education. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Terima kasih atas sambutannya, Pak Nizam. Now, may I request a quick moment for a virtual group photo for the first capture. I'm inviting Ambassador Jauhari, Professor Nizam, Ibu Dr. Paristianti Nurwardani, and also Bapak Ridwan, the Director of Institutional Affairs, Bapak Muhammad Suhwan Effendi, the Director of Resources, the speakers and moderator to join the first screen capture. So, do we have everyone here? Okay, so please spotlight photo for the PBRBs. Okay, shall we try another one? We're taking the photo on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, okay. Is that good enough? Okay. And next one, may I now invite everyone to join the virtual group photo as well. Please turn on the webcam and we have a few slides here. So please remain standby. And we're taking the photo on the count of 3 again. When we're ready. Okay, are we ready? Okay. We're taking the photo on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's now proceed to the webinar segment. For this, I'll give the floor shortly to our moderator today, Ibu Dr. Hajeng Pulungsari. She's currently the chair of the Department of Area Studies, Faculty of Humanities, Universitas Indonesia. She's a senior lecturer in Chinese studies. She pioneered the establishment of Southeast Asian studies within the Faculty of Humanities, in which she's also now actively teaching. Bu Ira, over to you, please.
Thank you, Yanti. His Excellency, honorable guests, distinguished keynote speakers, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm Rahajeng Pulungsari from Universitas Indonesia, and I'm pleased to be your moderator for this event. I'm so delighted to see all the participants. Now it's already 299 participants for being eager to engage with this issue of Indonesia-China's universities, future collaboration. Collaboration between Indonesia and China in the field of education is very important. Exchanging information and sharing knowledge has significant meaning. Digital technology that's related to big data and its application in higher education is also very important, especially in the era of Industry 4.0 and globalization. Today, related to this, we have 4 keynote speakers: Professor Aris Junaidi, Director of Learning and Student Affairs; Dr. Su Meng, Board Chairman and CEO of Percent Technology Group; Dr. Tu Xiaomeng, Percent Chief Data Scientist and Director of Data System Lab; Mr. Yaya Sutaria, Attaché of Education and Culture Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia, Beijing, China. So the first keynote speaker on this panel is Professor Aris Junaidi, Director of Learning and Student Affairs. Professor Aris Junaidi completed his PhD in reproductive endocrinology in 1999 at Murdoch University, Western Australia, and took a postdoctoral fellowship at the Institute of Reproductive Medicine, Münster University, Germany, from 2003 until 2004. In 2007, he was awarded the prestigious Endeavour Executive Award. During 2006 until 2007, he was the head of postgraduate student at Gajah Mada University, or UGM. And in 2008, he assigned as the head of quality management system improvement, also at UGM. From 2009 to 2012, he was an education attaché at the Indonesian Embassy in Canberra, Australia. Then was promoted as the director of ASEM Education Secretariat at the Ministry of Education and Culture, Republic of Indonesia. Between 2015 to 2019, he was Director of Quality Assurance, Ministry of Research, Technology, and Higher Education. Currently, he is the Director of Learning and Student Affairs, Directorate General of Higher Education, Ministry of Education and Culture. So now Professor Aris Junaidi will be sharing with us his speech with the topic of digital technology in higher education. Please welcome Professor Aris Junaidi. Professor Aris.
Thank you so much for the introduction, and His Excellency, the Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to the people of Republic of China, Excellency, Director General of Higher Education, Prof. Nizam, Excellency, Ibu Paristiansi, Secretary for Directorate General of Higher Education, the Excellency, Education Attaché for the Indonesian Embassy in Beijing, and all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Please allow me to share my presentation, my PPT, and I would like to talk in about 15 minutes. Please allow me. Yeah. Thank you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and also honorable speaker, I would like to talk about the higher education policy in Indonesia, especially the new policy is emancipated learning, and also in relation with the digital technology. I would like to start with the definition, of course, that very brief about the digital technology and the transformation. The digital technology is used creating new business processes for changing existing one and for achieving organizational mission and providing better services in the face of digital transformation. And the digital transformation need to be done because of the challenges or demand of changes situation and also stakeholder. The second point I would like to mentioning that we are now on the 21st century. We have the challenge of the civilization. We are now on the society 5.0 and also industry revolution 4.0. And during the last 2 years, 3 years, we also is familiar with the big data, with the AI or 5G, and also cyber physical system. So based on the World Economic Forum, this is the challenges for our student, that the 21st century skill for student, we need about a 16 skill to improving our student for the competencies. The skill that I on the World Economic Forum here mentioning in the 3 sections actually. The first one is about the foundational literacies and also the competencies and also the character quality. So why our new policy in the emancipated learning is based on this? Because we need to improve our skill at least 6 in the middle, if not the total on the 16 scale. The 6 competency that we needed minimum is about the critical thinking, creativity, communication, collaboration, and compassion, and also computational logic. So this is the minimum skill that we have to give to our student. And this is the emancipated learning policy, actually, as our Director General mentioned it. That actually, this is give a chance to our student, Indonesian student, to gain the competency, to gain the knowledge by take credit outside the university up to 2 semesters or equivalent to 40 credit. And also, student can take a credit at different study program to gain the competency, the knowledge outside the learning outcome itself. This is about 1 semester or equivalent to 20 credits. So this is our new policy. And then we also give the chance for our students up to 2 semesters have competency and have experience outside the campus. For example, intensive program, project in the field, teaching, student exchange, research, entrepreneur, independent, and also humanitarian project. So this is our new policy. So now we come back in the digital. That on the 21st century, as I mentioned, our new policy is at least we have 6 competency: creative, critical thinking, communication, collaboration, computational logic, by the provide problem solving. This is we call learning and innovation skill. We also need the data literacy, as I mentioned, based on the World Economic Forum, the ability to read, to analyze, and also the use of information in the digital world, and also technology literacy, human literacy, for example, as communication, creativity, entrepreneur, and also cultural agility, life and career skill, and also information media, and also ICT literacy, for example, information literacy, media literacy, technology literacy. So how to creating an adaptive innovation learning ecosystem here? We have to encourage the production of ICT-based internal learning resources from higher education institutions and the use of external learning resources. Improve the 21st century skill, as I mentioning about the 16 recommended by World Economic Forum, learning skill, literacy skill, and life skill, and also improve skill based on the revolution industry 4.0, data literacy, technology literacy, human literacy. And also we encouraging lifelong learning. I always mention in the graduation ceremony that graduation is just the beginning, but learning is never ending. How to do encouraging through the e-learning, through the MOOCs, massive open online courses, knowledge channel, science talk, and so on, etc. So encouraging through the lifelong learning. We have the Indonesian MOOCs we call SPADA. Yeah, we have the 434 provide university and partner. We also have open content, open course, online courses. It's very huge number now. And since 2020, the University of Higher Education in Indonesia must work from home and study from home. And we provide the Indonesian MOOCs here. And also, we also piloting of 10 university with the new model of ICE Institute, Indonesian Cyber Education Institute, as a marketplace of online courses. By the online courses here, the learning is become flexible. So anybody, freedom of learning, anytime, anywhere, anybody can access equality and quality across time and space. And now we will implement it fully we are launching the Indonesian Cyber Education Institute. So higher education and technology as an impact. The technology combined with critical thinking, entrepreneurial skill, and a strong foundation in STEM drive the innovation. And the 5 strategy, 5 categories where this will make a greater impact in the higher education, we need the learning environment, the mobility factor, the research and innovation and collaboration, the administration of things and people, and lifelong learning. Again, lifelong learning. So this is my last slide. I just would like to quote the Alvin Toffler. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So this is that I can share for today. So thank you very much. Yeah, thank you so much. The time is come back to Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Professor Aris Junaidi, for the speech. Now we continue with the second keynote speaker, Dr. Sumang. Dr. Sumang, Nin Hao. Sumang Jiao, Nin Hao. Dr. Sumang is a board chairman and CEO in Percent Technology Group. He is also a distinguished professor, School of National Development, Beijing University, and also research professor, School of Guanghua, Peking University. In 2006, Dr. Meng obtained PhD at Cornell University, United States of America. In 2009, founded the leading big data and artificial intelligence company, Percent in China, and served as board chairman and CEO of the company. In 2014, he was in National 1,000 Talents of Organization Department of the CPC Central Committee. In 2015, award New Pioneer of the Year in China's information industry. In 2016, honored as Big Data Leader in China at the 3rd World Internet Conference. In 2017, appointed as researcher in natural science and social science study of Leading Talents Program in Beijing. And in 2018, award Big Data Science and Technology Communication Award. Knowing this biography, it's an honor for us to listen to Dr. Sumang's speech. Please welcome Dr. Sumang with this topic of the development and application data intelligent technology in China. Dr. Sumang, the time is yours.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Can you allow us to share our PPT, to share the screen? I couldn't share the screen on my computer.
Okay, now you can start to share.
Okay, can you see my screen, the
Yes.
PPT? Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be invited. I would like to thank the Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia in Beijing and the Directorate General of Higher Education, Ministry of Education and Culture. It's a really pleasure for me to share our thoughts about the development and application of data intelligence technology in China. My name is Meng Shu. As the introduction, I obtained my PhD became a professor. I taught for 8 years in Peking University, from assistant professor to associate professor, and then to the deputy department chair in Peking University. I also set up Percent company in 2009. This company gradually became one of the leading big data and AI company in China. Right now, I'm still acting as a distinguished professor in the School of National Development in Peking University, and also a research professor in the School of Guanghua Management. Let me spend 2 minutes to introduce the Percent. The company is founded in 2009. Percent Technology Group is a data intelligence company. Right now, we are serving global enterprises and governments. A moment. Okay, right now, Percent has about 14 subsidiaries and member companies in different cities, such as Shanghai, Shenzhen, Hangzhou, and Wuhan. Over the past 12 years, we have built a full stack of big data and AI technology products, tools, and platforms. Percent is providing end-to-end intellectual solutions for many corporations and the government. By now, our business has covered more than 20 countries, and we have served for more than 1,000 government customers, not only domestically, but also internationally. Percent has participated in fields like digital city, emergency management, public safety, ecological environment, and media publishing. And we have won a lot of awards, both in China and international wise, such as the Beijing Science and Technology Awards for 3 consecutive years. And we have won a lot of AI awards in China and over the world. The technology and the business application system, we have 3 layers. The bottom layer is the big data operating system, including data integration, data governance, data fusion, and data visualization. After we build the data platform, and then we move on to the second stage, which is intelligent cognitive engine, including 2 major technologies. One is NLP, natural language processing. The other is dynamic knowledge graph. Under the top layer is the applications. We focus on industry intelligent decision-making and government decision-making applications. The core business covers 3 areas. The first layer is to business. So we provided the big data and AI technology to press, publishing, retail, and finance. The second layer is to government. Right now, we are helping the China and overseas government to build their digital government and smart government based on the data assessment, data management, and data governance. And also we help many Chinese cities to build the city brain. And also we serve for public securities as well. The last layer is the SaaS, software as a service. So we help the government and the companies to do the public opinion and the online service, as well as the other social media, such as brand intelligence monitoring, such as product word of mouth analysis and consumer trend prediction, and also key opinion leader analysis monitoring, etc. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to share 3 parts. The first part is I'm going to talk a little bit about the background of data intelligence technology in China and why Chinese government put so much efforts to improve this industry. There is an urgency to adjust the economic growth model. As you can see, over the past 5 to 10 years, China's GDP the growth rate is on a downside. So the Chinese government is trying to find a new way to adjust the new business model from the high growth rate to high quality stage. As the Premier Li Keqiang stated, that to implement big data development plans, strengthen R&D and application of new generation AI, to use new technologies, new type of business and new models to vigorously transform and upgrade the traditional industries. This is the critical issue that Chinese government is facing. In another way, the traditional economic growth engine has been on the labor force. China has been heavily dependent on the capital investment and the labor force improvement. However, with the forecast of the next 15 years, and also we observe the trend of the past 15 years, we see that the number of working age people in China is going down. So the China's total factor productivity growth rate also slows down significantly, as you can see from the bottom table. So Chinese government need to find a new way to boost their economy. So we found the data intelligence technology as a new method. We found it has the huge potential to break through the limit of capital and the labor force, because the capital and labor force is on the downside in China right now. So the traditional growth model include the capital, the labor, the land, but we are going to add a new factor, which is data intelligence technology. We hope to use this new technology to boost the China's new growth of national economy. With many economists forecast, we found that the revolutionary economic growth, it can be triggered by the new generation of AI. The left table shows that 14 years later, by 2035, with the AI development, the annual economic growth rate will be increased by 1.6%. This 1.6% can be transformed equals to 7.1 trillion US dollar. That's a huge amount. So that means the gross economic value added in 2035 will be this huge, based on our projection. And AI can bring opportunities to many industries. And our assessment, the top 3 industry are kind of traditional industry. The first is manufacturing, and then the agriculture, the fishing, the forestry, and also the third one will be the wholesale and the retail sales. So this is based on the comparison of the baseline and the stable AI service scenario. So we found that with the more investment on the AI, it can rapidly increase our industry growth in these traditional industries. The second part, I'm going to share a little bit our experience and our views about the content of data intelligence technology. As you can see, Chinese government listed 3 very important and strategic and advanced technologies. Some are quantum communications, and there is unmanned vehicles. But today, I'm going to talk about the 4 most important new generation of information technology. We can name it A, B, C, D. A means artificial intelligence. B represents blockchain. C means cloud computing, and D represents big data. Today, I'm going to put our focus on A and D, AI and the big data. First of all, let me introduce a little bit of the background about AI. The artificial intelligence, in our view, contains 3 major fields. The first one is perception. We build programs and we train the machine, computers, to perceive the real world, such as we can use computers to behave as our eyes, our ears. The computer can hear our language, can see what we can see. So we use computer vision, speech processing technology. The second field is cognition. After we can see and we can hear and we can feel, we need to think. And then there is a language, natural language processing. We train the computers to understand what we are talking about. We train the computers to extract knowledge. So we build a knowledge graph. As Google first did this field several years ago. So after the computer can feel, can hear, can see, can think, and then the last field is we train the computer to make the decisions like human beings. So we use expert systems, we use intelligent decision-making systems to help human beings to make more smart and rational decisions. Another AI core technology is dynamic knowledge graph. This will build the machine brains. In other words, we train the computers to extract and understand our human knowledge. Because human knowledge is difficult to transfer from one person to another person, but in computer world, it's very easy to transfer the knowledge. So in a way, we build 2 worlds. One is the physical world we are living in. Another is a virtual world or digital world. The digital twins means we use the data and our programs to see the both worlds. But the second part is about the big data. The big data can be think of as a kind of knowledge and approach for massive data management applications. And there are 4 major areas about the data intelligence: descriptive, predictive, directive, and cognitive. There are many applications of big data around us, such as the advertisements, precise advertisements, recommendations, or the forecast of box office, or the forecast of the number of tourists. And we see the new trend of big data applications, such as the service-oriented. In the future, everything every technology will be provided by service, such as software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. And we see the future trend is cloud-based. All services are in cloud model. And the last trend we see is the low cost. Lower the technological threshold will help a lot of countries, a lot of governments, and a lot of enterprises. My last part, I will talk about the evolution and the future trend and some applications of data intelligence technology. Over the past 12 years, Percent have been providing our service for many industries. Today, I'm going to talk a few that we have the practice, and we can generate some of the understandings to share with you. I'm going to share a couple of the future trends. The first one is the real-time capability. The second one is interactivity, and the third one is autonomy. And then we use the scenario fusion to combine many different scenarios, process, and combine many different kind of data, such as business data, the machine log data, IoT data, and use different technologies, such as the big data, BI, and AI, sometimes made with AR and VR. These slides, we can see that over the past 10 years, there are more different data approaching to each human being on the earth. So we are overwhelmed. The machine has to process different kind of data, include the structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data, including text, video, photos. So the new generation of system should have the capability of combining and processing different multi-model of the data types. Also, we need to process our data in the real time. In many situations, such as the urban management, we need to be aware of everything happening, such as the traffic. And also we need to be aware in real time about the natural disasters, such as the mountain fires. And also in the auto driving, we need to be able to process all the data in milliseconds. So we use the streaming pipelines and the stream and batch analysis to deal with this real-time needs. The last one is the interactivity. In the city brain we built in China, we usually have a command center. So the decision makers in the government will be able to, in real time, to see the situation and to make the decisions with the help of our data intelligence. And also they need to interact with all the subsidiaries to make the actions and prevent the problems. So there is a different kind of software and hardware products to help us to interact with the computers. The last one is autonomy. In many areas in the big cities, we see a lot of robots patrolling automatically. And also for the finance industry, the credit card fraud detection, we use the autonomy. We use the machine and the programs to do this work. And also in collecting data, we also need to pay attention to the privacy protection. European Union in 2018 announced the General Data Protection Regulations. It helps to stop the spread of, for example, to stop the spread of COVID-19 through the community-driven contact tracing. In China, we have the health code in green, in yellow, and in red to represent different stage of our COVID-19 health problems. In general, the applications and innovations of data intelligence technology include all of things. The bottom is the facilities, the basic facilities, including AI, big data, cloud computing. And in the red color, it shows many applications. This graph shows one of our projects. We help several cities to build the city brain in China. After we set up the facility, and then we build a platform with the unified coordination, and also many applications, including the public security, street management, transportation, education, and medical. The last page, I'll show you some of the applications, including the digital government, emergency management, public security, and also environment protections. For example, the ecological environment database we built, and also we help them to make the pollution predictions and trace the pollution based on the deep learning. There are also many applications in other areas, such as media, retail, FMCG, financing, and intelligent manufacturing, and real estate, etc. The last page I'm going to talk about is the one of the example of the epidemic control and prevention. As you can see, that China government has done a great work, a wonderful job in controlling the epidemic. So we use the big data and AI to do the epidemic reporting in real time and analysis. Risk, and then we help this system help the government to do the decision making for the government. This is all I'm going to share with you. And as a professor over the past 8 years, and as a data scientist over the past 20 years, I understand the needs of the university professors in their research, in their teaching, and also we understand how to engineer a product to help the university, the higher education, to do a more efficient job. And we are working with many countries, and we hope there is a chance we may have the honor to provide more services, to share more experience with Indonesian friends. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Su. 谢谢.
Thank you.
Okay, it's a very interesting presentation. It's about application and innovation of data intelligence technology. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, my pleasure. So now we can continue with the third keynote speaker. Sorry. So we can continue with the third keynote speaker from China, Dr. Du Xiaomeng. She is a Chief Data Scientist and Director of Data System Lab. Her education background is PhD in Marketing Modeling at Guanghua School of Management, Peking University. She was Chief Data Scientist %, set up and run a data science team of over 60 people. From 2014 until 2017, she was a team leader for the development of core products, Intelligent Marketing Engine, and Big Data Modeling Platform. She won over 10 patents, over 30 computer software copyrights, consulting in projects for Huawei, National Radio and Television Administration, AQSQ China Academy of Railway Sciences, TCL, Wang Fuqing Department Store, Insurance, Shanghai Tobacco, Yunnan Tobacco, Guangxi Tobacco, and more. In 2018, award Major Craftsman of Data 2018, Beijing Science and Technology Nova. So now it's time for us to listen to her speech. Please welcome Dr. Tu Xiaomeng with the topic of digital technology and application in nowadays Chinese university. Dr.
Thank you for introducing me. Thank you for introducing me. And good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to share with you the recent development of China's universities in terms of research and teaching using digital technology, especially big data technology. As you may know that every industry is going through the digital transformation in China, and education is one of them. So as the leading technology company, we have collaborated with various of top schools, top universities in China. So I want to share some of our understandings. Right now I'm in charge of data science lab of Percent Company. The goal of our lab is to drive value out of large scale of data for different industries like retailing, finance, real estate, and so on. So incorporating with various technologies such as machine learning, statistical modeling, we try to solve specific business problems for our clients. Also, we cooperate with Chinese top universities to combine academic theory with more practical experience and data from real business environment. We have established a joint research lab with China's top universities, such as Peking universities and Central University of Finance and Economics, and so on. Each of our joint research labs focus on different research direction and deliver valuable and interesting results. I'd like to give you an example here. We cooperate with the National School of Development of Peking University to build up this China's Consumer Confidence Index. So this index is comparable to the United States Consumer Confidence Index, which was announced by Michigan University back in 1960s. So Consumer Confidence Index has significant impacts, not only because it measured people's living status, but also because it is correlated with other economic indicators such as CPI and GDP. By now, we have already announced quarterly results for more than 3 years, and the results perfectly display the pattern of Chinese people's confidence in various aspects, especially the change in the confidence before and after COVID-19 pandemic period. In building up the confidence index, we used what we called small data plus big data research methodology. This is very popular in nowadays Chinese academia. So by small data, we mean survey data. We collect more than 10,000 subjects sample from our online panel, which covers more than 4 million Chinese people, and is the biggest online panel in China. And on the other hand, by big data, we mean internet open data. We collect online sentiment data, which include the discussion and comments on news websites, e-commerce websites, and also social media, as you can see there. So using this small data plus big data methodology, you can cover research area on consumer behavior analysis, marketing research, attitude research, communication research, and so on. So one of our collaborators, Professor Jingjing Ma from Peking University, just published a top journal paper using this methodology. You can see in the acknowledgement, she thanked our joint lab for providing the data in the research. So this is the first part I want to share with you. And along with the research, the next part I want to share with you is the teaching set development concerning about the incorporation of data technology. So the past 5 years in China sees the big increase in numbers of universities proposing and having big data related major, among which the most popular major is big data management and application. So you can see So you can see in 2016, there's only 3 universities having this major. But in this year, 2021, we have more than 320 universities having the related major and department. And the number is still increasing. So this is the typical students' ability requirements in big data management and application major in China. As you can see, there are theoretical courses like computer network, also practical abilities like data modeling and visualization techniques are also very important in this big data management and application major. So that is why China's universities now are very interested in collaborating with industry companies in cultivating students. Technology companies like Percent, we know fairly well what kind of talents that industry wants most. Thus, we could provide our industry know-how to help college and universities in cultivating big data major students. Basically, we provide a 3-in-1 package for universities, which include big data training softwares, training courses, and online and offline practice programs. Those softwares and those contents are based on our delivery experience towards companies and governments in China. So for example, by operating on the big data management platform, students get hands-on experience in how to manage and clean a big scale of data. And also by practicing on the visualized machine learning platform, students learn the skills of building up all kinds of statistical and machine learning models. We also teach the students how to visualize the data and develop dashboard, which is quite useful in the industry right now. Along with the software, we provide abundant online courses, which actually we are using them in training our own employees. So it is very useful and practical courses. Students can learn the courses online and could get a coding certificate if they pass the online examination. Also, we provide online and offline joint training program toward both teacher and students in China's universities. So that's basically what I want to share with you today. To sum up, first, research using big data plus small data method is surging in China. And second, big data and digital technology related major and department is increasing in China's universities. So this is very popular and hot field. And thirdly, Chinese universities are willing to cooperate with industry companies with practical tools, which could serve their research and teaching needs. And finally, combined with the industry know-how and training package, big data related major could be more practical. So for further information, please contact my colleague via their email, and they are going to visit Indonesia in the next month. So finally, I'd like to thank you again, the organizer, for inviting us. We hope to contribute more in the future cooperation of Indonesia-China's universities. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, 谢谢杜教授. Thank you very much to Xiaoman for a very interesting speech. Okay, so now we can move to the fourth keynote speaker, Mr. Yaya Sutaria, Attaché for Education and Culture, Embassy of Republic of Indonesia in Beijing. Please welcome Mr. Yaya Sutaria.
Thank you very much, Excellency Prof. Nizam, the Director General of Higher Education, Ibu Parisyanti Nurwadani, Secretary of Director General of Higher Education, Pak Aris Junaidi, Director for Student and Learning, Minister of Education and Culture, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank you very much for the time being In this occasion, I'm going to a little bit explanation about a little bit the development of digital economy in China. You know, China is the world second largest digital economy and lead the world in the value of many digital applications, including e-commerce, mobile payment, and this extensive online activity by Chinese netizens also provide huge amount of data that can be used to train artificial intelligence. And also China's dominance in 5G infrastructure will further support China's digital economy, and early 5G rollout in China would give Chinese entrepreneurs a head start developing a new digital application. China's digital economy and the importance of data and digital services is also intertwined with its manufacturing activity and the centrality of China and global value chains, GVC, providing enormous scope to export digital services as input of manufacturing industry. And also in this sense, Chinese advance in digital technology in ASEAN abundant potential as a fast-growing digital market surely will be the perfect match for the future digital development. Last August, Southwest China's Guangxi Autonomous Region and ASEAN have rolled out the plan to build the Chinese ASEAN Digital Trade Center for boosting regional digital economy cooperation. The center will be built two phases by the end 2021. 5 billion yuan or about 724 million US dollar will be invested in the center, allowing its accommodate for 1,000 enterprises with more than 5 overseas warehouse and exhibition center built in ASEAN countries. In addition, between 2022 until 2025, another 20 billion yuan would be invested, allowing the center to nurture more than 10,000 digital trade market entitled 10 of which will each have turnover more than 1 billion yuan, while another 100 will have turnover of more than 100 million yuan each. And then also for education cooperation, actually cooperation in all sectors continues to be implemented. Various potential for new cooperation continues to be explored, especially in education cooperation. Now, as you see in my PPT, that this is the milestone of Indonesian cooperation between Indonesia and China. Actually, the strategic comprehensive partnership between Indonesia and China start in May 2017, a Beijing First Belt and Road Forum. This is the milestone start from some activities, and also this is become a reality program to invest in Indonesia and also the cooperation and education and culture. As you know that there are more than 15,760 students now in China in 28 cities. Approximately about 35% receive scholarship from China, our government, and also some companies. We also establish cooperation, work on vocational training. More than 500 students have been sent to the university in China with our own budget, Chinese budget, and corporate social responsibility. As you know, this is the data, the cooperation between China and Indonesia. As you know that in 2019, before COVID pandemic 19, there are more than 280 cooperation between Indonesia University and China University. And also this is, we have also very, very strong in language diplomacy. We have got more than 18 university in China which open Indonesian language program. And also we have Indonesian center. There are 13 Chinese Indonesian center which learn about Indonesian. And also, as I mentioned before, that this is the bilateral meeting between Mr. Joko Widodo and Mr. Xi Jinping in G20. It's committed to strengthening the cooperation between Indonesia and China. We have got 3,000 scholarships for degree, master, and doctorate program with 5 years, 2020-2024, with some schemes, university scheme, embassy schemes, and provincial scheme. And also the China government also give the 500 scholarship for corporate social responsibility with 16 of scale. And also the number of the student is, as I mentioned before, more than 15% is scholarship by the government of China. And every year the number of the student is around 15% is at every year. And also in COVID-19 pandemic has prompted rapid structural change. School need to quickly adapt to digital system to facilitate distance learning. As consumer and business increasing depend on technology and industry, need to accelerate the digitalization process to remain relevant, increase of efficiency. Education is one of the important tasks of the government of Indonesia. In 2020, Indonesian government worked hard to achieve the improvement of the quality learning while ensuring to meet the need, all the need in education sector during COVID-19 pandemic. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, Indonesian government made a number of breakthroughs to ensure that pandemic will not hamper all effort in educating the nation future generation. Related ministries in Indonesia are also take steps to support government policy to improve quality of education. And Indonesia need human resources that is educated, noble, adapted, and collaborative to achieve the development target of 2045. Thus, the development of education in future will focus to increase human resource facing the Industrial Revolution 4.0 and the digital economy era. Ladies and gentlemen, our task is to make sure that the comprehensive strategic partnership established is implemented with concrete program for the benefit of our two people. With this current bilateral dynamism, Indonesia and China require more and more human resources with the skill and the abilities which compatibly in this new era of expanded opportunity. I believe the cooperation will provide opportunities for both Indonesia and China to share ideas, experiences, best practice in developing method of education that will create qualified graduate to fill high demand for spatial skill. And of course, in this event, I'm going to wait from the Indonesian embassy the follow-up from the university. Maybe if university want to make some collaboration on digital technology and any aspect, we are welcome to come to join with China's university. They are open to receive the Indonesian university to work together, to join together, to make a collaboration between two countries. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yaya Sutarya. So we have listened to all presentation from four keynote speakers. So now it's time for us to question and answer session. Terima kasih Pak Yaya. Okay. Okay, I believe that some of the participants already write the questions and I have received several questions. So the first question is from Saprudin, Universitas Muhammadiyah Sukabumi, Ketua LKHI, to Mr. Yaya Sutarya, Attaché for Education and Culture, KBRI Beijing. The question is, will Addiktbook be able to help us create a relationship with a company in China so that we have MOU with them? Maybe Pak Yaya can directly answer the question. So, apakah Addiktbook dapat membantu kami menjalin kerjasama dengan perguruan tinggi di China dalam rangka MBKM. Silahkan Pak Yaya Sutarya untuk menanggapi. Pak Yaya, suaranya.
Ya, terima kasih. Saya jawab dengan bahasa Indonesia karena pertanyaannya juga dengan bahasa Indonesia. Jadi memang sangat luar biasa. Jadi yang patut kita berikan apresiasi kepada seluruh perguruan tinggi yang ada di Tiongkok adalah bahwa komitmen untuk membuka seluas-luasnya kerjasama itu. Jadi pada prinsipnya pemerintah Tiongkok termasuk perguruan tinggi yang ada di dalamnya sangat menyambut baik jika ada perguruan tinggi dari Indonesia untuk melakukan kerjasama. Dan sifat Tiongkok itu adalah terbuka. Jadi ada keterbukaan itu, ada proses transfer teknologi, tidak ada yang ditutupin. Itu yang menjadi selama ini hubungan baik antara pemerintah Indonesia dan Tiongkok menjadi lebih bagus. Kemudian juga perguruan tinggi juga mengajak berbagai macam kerjasama. Terutama saat ini juga banyak di antara perguruan tinggi Tiongkok yang ingin bekerja sama secara langsung dengan membuka usaha atau membuka perguruan tinggi di Indonesia. Itu banyak sekali peminat-peminatnya. Pasti ini sudah diberikan celah oleh pemerintah Indonesia. Yang kedua bahwa kerjasama itu tidak hanya meliputi aspek pendidikan, tapi juga meliputi aspek-aspek lain termasuk penelitian, termasuk pertukaran-pertukaran pelajar, kemudian juga pertukaran dosen, research together, kemudian juga ada hal-hal lain yang bisa dikolaborasikan dengan perguruan tinggi. Pada pagi hari ini kami juga memfasilitasi beberapa perguruan tinggi pertemuan dalam rangka kegiatan Merdeka Belajar. Jadi Tiongkok ini menjadi salah satu favorit bagi Universitas Indonesia untuk melakukan kolaborasi bersama. Terbukti tadi di tahun 2019 sebelum pandemik itu hampir ada sekitar 280 kerjasama antara Universitas Indonesia dan Tiongkok. Dan pada hakikatnya kalau kerjasama Indonesia dan Tiongkok itu biasanya lebih banyak menguntungkan kita Bapak Ibu sekalian karena skema-skema yang diberikan oleh pemerintah Tiongkok itu lebih banyak dibandingkan dengan kita. Contohnya skema beasiswanya. Kita setiap tahun mendapatkan kuota beasiswa sebanyak 600 orang untuk jenjang S1, S2, dan S3. Itu juga belum termasuk vokasi. Kemudian juga beberapa perguruan tinggi juga memberikan beasiswa, memang tapi tidak sebesar beasiswa yang diberikan oleh pemerintah Tiongkok dan Universitas Tiongkok. Tapi demikian memang itu yang harus kita pelajari bahwa memang pergerakan migrasi siswa antara Indonesia dan Tiongkok ini juga sangat luar biasa. Saat ini ada sekitar 15.000 mahasiswa Indonesia yang belajar di Tiongkok. Mahasiswa Cina yang belajar di Indonesia juga ada sekitar 1.000 orang. Jadi memang ini yang harus kita imbangi. Mudah-mudahan banyak sekali masyarakat Cina yang sebenarnya ingin belajar ke Indonesia. Namun demikian memang kita harus senantiasa memperbaiki kualitas perguruan tingginya terlebih dahulu untuk bisa bersaing dengan negara-negara lain untuk bisa berkompetensi untuk menerima para pelajar asing yang berasal dari luar negeri. Demikian Ibu.
Baik, terima kasih Pak Yaya. Semoga yang bertanya puas dengan jawaban dari Pak Yaya. Berikutnya ada cukup banyak pertanyaan untuk Profesor Aris Junaidi. Jadi pertanyaan yang pertama, mungkin sekaligus ya Pak. Yang pertama, how to make collaborate with Seameo Center to enhance the soft skill for the higher education student. So how to make collaboration with Seameo Center to enhance the soft skill for the higher education student. Ini dari Misbah Fikrianto, Seameo Kitab in Language Deputy Director Administrasi. The second question is from Dewi Gunadarma, dosen. Berminat pada digital technology, adakah beasiswa digital technology learning dari Beijing untuk dosen di Indonesia? The third one is from Dr. Rahmat Gunawan, Mulawarman University. Apakah konsep yang Bapak sampaikan bisa untuk mahasiswa pasca sarjana? is the concept that you conveyed can be applied to graduate school students? Tiga saja Pak, atau masih ada satu lagi? Tiga saja.
Ya, terima kasih banyak atas pertanyaannya dari Siamio Center. Jadi prinsipnya bahwa kita Kemendikbud membuka besar-besaran ya untuk program kolaborasi dengan semua stakeholder ya, termasuk Siamio Center. Nah, kerjasama itu adalah sesuai dengan kebijakan kampus Merdeka, yaitu nanti ada 8 kegiatan yang tadi kami sampaikan, bentuknya bisa magang, bisa melakukan riset, bisa melakukan proyek independen, program-program kewirausahaan, kampus mengajar, program kemanusiaan, semuanya ya, semuanya ini siap untuk dikerjakan. Ya. Dan saat ini sebetulnya tahun mahasiswa ya, karena semua pendanaan nanti akan didanai di mana mahasiswa ini yang akan mengambil peluang kebijakan kampus Merdeka ini. Dan jadi nanti dalam waktu dekat akan di-launching juga program-program apa saja yang di-fully funded oleh Kemendikbud. Jadi itu adalah sangat mungkin sekali. Termasuk pertanyaan yang kedua, ini juga untuk learning, ya digital learning, itu kita punya kerjasama yang luar biasa ya. Misalnya contohnya dengan Bangkit ya, dengan Google ya. Program Bangkit itu juga termasuk program-program yang kita danai, di mana mahasiswa bisa belajar ya dengan satu paket 1 semester yang bisa dikonversi dalam bentuk mata kuliah maupun dalam bentuk kredit sampai 20 kredit ya. Nah, program-program yang sudah berjalan saat ini misalnya kampus mengajar, kemudian nanti dalam waktu dekat juga kita sedang melakukan sosialisasi yaitu untuk program pertukaran mahasiswa Merdeka. Dan juga selain pertukaran mahasiswa Merdeka, kita juga sudah membuka aplikasi untuk ISMA ya, International Student Mobility Award yang nanti juga di fully funded. Jadi ini adalah peluang-peluang yang sangat luar biasa. Kami dorong semua mahasiswa Indonesia memanfaatkan momen dan kesempatan ini. Kemudian bagaimana dengan program Pascasarjana? Program Pascasarjana selama itu tidak mengganggu proses belajarnya yang hanya 2 tahun ya dengan sekian SKS dan diwajibkan publikasi, saya kira welcome ya, boleh untuk mengimplementasi kebijakan kampus Merdeka dengan 8 aktivitas. Bahkan Pak Dirjen menambahkan ke-9. Ke-9 itu apabila memang dari 8 aktivitas itu ada yang lain sehingga masuk di aktivitas yang ke-9 itu juga diakui bagian dari kampus Merdeka. Terima kasih.
Baik, terima kasih Prof. Aris. Mungkin kita satu pertanyaan lagi ya untuk Dr. Tu Xiaomang. Ya. So one question from Asep Purkon, Institute of Technology Sumatra, ITERA, Director of International Office and Chief of Data Science Department. To Dr. Tu Xiaomang, I am Chief of Data Science Department, undergraduate program. This is the first studies program in Sumatra, first for PTN in Indonesia, since Sumatra needs more new economic growth. So the question is, how about curriculum for undergraduate in China for data science? Could you share some current situation, especially engagement compulsory course between academic industry company, using internship program scheme, or other else? So I will repeat because the question is not only one. So first, how about curriculum for undergraduate in China for data science? The second one, could you share some current situation, especially engagement compulsory course between academic, the second one, could you share some current situation, especially engagement compulsory course between academic industry company? And the third one, using internship program scheme or other else. Dr. Tu?
Yeah. Can you hear me? So in my presentation, I show you one deck is about the students' ability requirements in big data management and also digital technology department major in Chinese universities. That is exactly the talents ability requirements toward undergraduate students in China's universities. As you can see, the part of the courses is more theoretical based. So the teachers, professors in universities are more experienced in this part. But some of the courses very practical, like the data management techniques and data visualization techniques. So nowadays the trends is that Chinese universities are seeking the help of industry firms to help them to together cultivate their students. Yeah, that's my answer. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. To Jiao. Okay, one more question. This is from Muhammad Irwan Afandi, UPN, veteran, to Dr. Sumang. So the question is one, the innovation that your company has made, are they all the results of internal research or partially the results of collaboration with universities? This is the first question. The second one, just how big is the gap between university fresh graduate skills with the skill required by your company? How big is the gap? And what are your suggestions to make it last? Thank you.
Okay. Okay. The first question is about the joint collaboration in doing the innovation research between our company and the universities. Because we, in Percent Group, we have many colleagues who are professors and who got PhDs from the top university in China. We built several labs with top universities in China. Many of our profound research or more fundamental research, we work with the universities. But in doing the engineers, such as building the softwares, establishing the products, and also the platforms, our engineers are better than the university professors. So, for example, the big data technologies and the AI, such as knowledge graph, such as natural language processing, we work a lot with the top university in China. We built joint labs, and we built the joint research centers. We work very closely with many universities in China, and we hope there's more chance that we can share our research model with Indonesian universities as well. The second question is about the fresh graduate. As my observation, many of the fresh graduates, after they got the bachelor degree or master degree, some of them got a PhD degree. I think there is a medium range between our requirements. But if they major in computer science, mathematics, statistics, or econometrics, this quantitative based oriented majors, they are very easy to improve their real world capabilities. So usually, and also we provide many courses in our company. We provide many trainings. Almost each week we have several trainings for the recently graduated students for them to learn. So usually they can take like just 1 year to become very mature and very successful in their career. Thank you.
I'd like to add one point. We see a big gap between the universities and the real business environment. So actually, we have to train them for like 3 to 6 months before they can handle the real problem. So that is why we want to put our training courses and our courses back to the universities. So if you are interested in the courses we provide, you can try to contact us with our colleague. Yeah.
Thank you for the answer for Dr. Su and Dr. Tu. So finally, time passes so quickly, so fast. The committee already gave me a sign to end the session of question and answer. So thank you very much for all the answers. So now I can move to the next session of the event. Thank you.
Okay.
Terima kasih.
Ya, sama-sama.
Terima kasih Bu Ira.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up, I'm pleased to invite once again Ambassador Johari to give a closing remark. Bapak Dubes, kami silakan.
Unmute first. Okay. Once again, thank you very much for the speakers, in particular our friend who has make a presentation, a very informative presentation, and I'm listen very carefully to all presentation. I was in the fast train. Now I'm transferred in other station, waiting for 20 minutes before going to the next train for my visit. So let me speak in Bahasa and then I will summarize in English for our friend from China. Begini dan Bapak sekalian, hubungan Indonesia dengan China saat ini sedang bagus-bagusnya. Bahkan baru tanggal 20 kemarin, Presiden kita berkomunikasi lagi dengan Presiden Xi Jinping. Banyak yang didiskusikan, banyak yang dibahas. Menurut hemat saya, salah satu kerjasama yang perlu terus ditumbuh kembangkan adalah di bidang pendidikan. Ini sangat penting karena menurut pandangan saya dalam konteks comprehensive strategic partnership antara dua negara termasuk dengan China, itu 3, political and security, economy, dan kemudian people to people, in which pendidikan memegang peranan penting. Syukur alhamdulillah sekarang sudah ada 15.000, tapi saya melihat itu masih kurang. Untuk itu saya Wakil Duta Besar dan atas pendidikan berusaha semaksimal mungkin untuk meningkatkan kerjasama di sektor ini. Karena apabila kita mau leapfrogging dalam konteks membangun bangsa ini, salah satu adalah fondasi atau kerjasama yang kuat di bidang pendidikan. China cukup kuat sekarang di bidang pendidikan, apalagi di bidang digital. Ini kemudian yang dalam beberapa kesempatan, baik dalam pertemuan tingkat menteri maupun pada pertemuan tingkat kepala negara, itu pun dikemukakan. Sayang sekali belum ada lagi pertemuan antara Menteri Pendidikan kita dan Menteri Pendidikan China. Kemarin saya baru mendampingi pertemuan 3 menteri di sini dengan partnernya di sini, baik itu offline maupun secara daring. Nah, Pak Menko Marinvest juga dan lain-lain. Itu saja yang ingin saya sampaikan. Jadi apabila membutuhkan informasi silahkan berhubungan dengan atas pendidikan kami, dan saya yakin Kementerian Pendidikan dan Kebudayaan akan tentu membantu sepenuhnya. Saya kira itu pun komitmen yang diberikan oleh Pak Dirjen maupun Ibu Sestijen. Terima kasih juga kepada Ibu Rahajeng Pulungsari, moderator yang telah membawakan acara dengan baik sekali. Salam hangat dari Santung. Semoga kita semua diberikan kesehatan, kesuksesan, dan kebahagiaan. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you, Pak Ambassador Johari. Bapak Ibu yang terhormat, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our event today. We'd like to thank you for your participation and contribution in the event. With this, we are saying goodbye. We will see you in another occasion. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
你的 WeChat number 是多少？他们要你的 WeChat number。
Halo Bapak Ibu panitia, mohon maaf jika kami ingin mengontak atas pendidikan di KBRI bagaimana nomor kontaknya atau alamat emailnya? Mohon informasi di chat Bapak Ibu.
Ya, saya chat ya di samping ya.
Terima kasih Pak.
Terima kasih Bapak Ibu.
Terima kasih Bapak Ibu sudah bergabung dalam acara webinar kita kali ini. Semoga selalu sehat.
Kami menunggu informasi chat kontak personnya.
Saya, makasih.
Terima kasih Pak Bu Rahajeng, Pak Yayam.
Ya,
Terima kasih. Saya nyatat nih.
Terima kasih Bapak Ibu. Untuk Diki juga boleh jika boleh dilampirkan.
terima kasih untuk semuanya juga.
Pak Yaya Sutarya sudah mengetik nomor kontak yang bisa dihubungi.
Ya, silakan.
Tadi ya bisa dicatat dan ya ada di chat box.
Ini ada bacaan TAU maksudnya apa ya Bu? TAU plus 46. Oke, terima kasih. Terima kasih Pak.
Namanya Bu atau ya. Original. Terima kasih semuanya, sukses Bu, Bapak.
Pak Yaya, terima kasih Bu Ira.
Ya, sama-sama saya
tulis.
Terima kasih Pak Yaya dan Bapak Ibu semua.
Thank you very much.